Up until now, we haven't really looked at how we configure our panel drawing. As you can see there, I've got a push button there, and if I hover over it, it tells me it's on the layer P Sims, panel symbols, and you'll notice that that is also on panel symbols, and all these parts here of my terminal strip are also on panel symbols. If we go to the panel tab, you'll see other tools. We've got a configuration option and a flyout, and you can see there's various bits of information about configuration. Let's look at that after we've added the drawing to the project. So as usual, project click, right click over the project, add active drawing, yes to apply the default values, and make sure in the list here that you select the drawing, right click, properties, drawing properties, and update the sheet number. Can't stress enough, make sure you do it. Good CAD practice. So we're back in our panel enclosure drawing now, and we're going to the panel tab and into configuration. And I'm going to select configuration first. Now, as soon as I do that, you'll see that there's all these settings that you can work with. For example, item numbering. That would normally be 001 in my case. That's what I prefer. And you'll notice as I've worked through these particular videos, I've always tried to make my sequential numbering 001 onwards. Footprint layers. So what about footprint layers? What can I do there? If I go setup, can you see any footprints that come in? They've got standard layer names. I can edit those layers. I can edit the nameplate layers, for example. So if I find my nameplate, I should be able to find the layers that the nameplate is on. I'll just cancel that for a moment and cancel that as well. Have I got a nameplate on this drawing? At the moment, no, I haven't. On previous drawings, though, we did set up the nameplate footprint. So I could go in and edit that nameplate set of layers in the configuration here. Wiring level defaults. If I do a setup there, I've got wiring levels. Now, when you're creating complicated electrical drawings, the wirings can go onto different levels within the wiring schematic and the panel configuration. So you've got lowest, subplate or pan, and then the next level up might be another level above that wiring, and so on and so forth. So just be aware of that with AutoCAD Electrical. You can have your wiring on different levels. Panel wire connection. XYZ offset reference, so you can set, if you've got levels, you're going into almost 3D territory, you've got XYZ offsets and things like that. Footprint inserts, scaling, attribute template insert, again, enabled by scale factor, and various spacings as well for multiple inserts. So you can set all of this up. We'll cover balloon setup later. So I'm just going to OK that and accept all of the offsets there. Now, when I'm configuring things in the drawing, what I can do is I can edit information. So the next one down is rename layers. I can actually rename the panel layers that are used in my drawing. So for example, I noticed that I had P Sims. So there's P Sims there. And when we looked at the objects in the panel drawing, they were on the P Sims layer. So if I go edit and change that to P Symbols, like so, avoid the double S at the end and click on OK. That updates the name of that layer. So when I click on OK, you'll see down here now, renamed PSIMS symbols. So if I hover over this now, it's still block reference, but it's on layer 0. That was brought in on layer 0 when we brought the panel enclosure in, but these objects here are on P symbols now. What I can do there as well is I can just update the layers, and I can select an update. So I can select here and right click and confirm. That updates that from layer 0 to layer P symbols. So I can update objects using those tools in the configuration as well. So using your panel drawing configuration, you can edit, update and change layer names as per any required specification in your AutoCAD electrical projects.